Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, just in case you didn't know, now you do. And on this little corner of the internet, I spend my time talking about plus size fashion, what it's like to live in a fat body when a world really is not accepting of us. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't know. Who knows? I talk about a lot of stuff. Alright, let's get into it because this is not going to be an easy video to make. I don't even know what to say for the most part. I'm gonna start off by saying, if you don't think that Black Lives Matter and that we should be ending racism and the systemic oppression of Black people, then you're not welcome on this channel. Because unless you're willing to be educated and potentially change your opinion, then it's not even an opinion. This is a fact. Racism exists. It's not we'll agree to disagree. No, Black people deserve to have everything that white people have. And just because Black people would like it and we should be granting, well, not even granting, they should just have it. It's not like I'm bestowing it on you. Just because they're asking for it doesn't mean it's going to take away from you. It's not going to take away from me. It just means that now we all have the same. We're all on equal footing, okay? And that's what they're asking for. It's not much, you know? It's really not much. In the grand scheme of things, to be treated equally is not a big ask, okay? Now, if you can't agree with that, or you're here to troll, feel free to leave your comments. However, you will not be allowed to comment. Your comments will be removed. I'm just saying this out of the gate. If you're here to troll, you can try it, but I'm not gonna let it happen. Now, let's move on, because let's face it, there is a big old conversation that is really hard to have, but we're gonna have it because this is what we do on this channel. I get a lot of hate for talking about things like fat phobia and what it's like to just live in a fat body. And while I have absolutely no experience with getting racism thrown towards me, I can absolutely say that the world is racist. We're gonna move on and we're gonna talk about hard conversations because we're having a lot more of them now, and it's just, what do you even say? I'm gonna say that I didn't post a video last week because, one, it wasn't my place. It didn't feel right. The video I had was a vlog of me just like being around my house, doing my thing, owning my business, working, going to Starbucks, you know, my usual things. Obviously it was filmed the entire week before when there weren't protests necessarily happening in my area, and there weren't the extreme things going on. I think they're not extreme enough almost, but I'm not gonna shout that too loud because, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying. This is like a whole stream of consciousness that I've attempted to film 3 times now. So, the hard conversations that we need to start having should be happening offline as much as they're happening online. I can say that the conversations I've been having with people and the posts I've been sharing and the people I've started following and found this week that I'd literally never heard of before, and I'm so happy that I was introduced to these people. I found wonderful creators that I didn't even know existed, okay? And I thank all of the people that I followed beforehand that have now introduced me to these new people, because I have found a new podcast that I love called Body Trauma Podcast. I will link it in the description. It's very good. It's very new. There's only like 5 or 6 episodes out right now. But if you want to talk about eating disorder recovery, fat phobia, racism, just like all kinds of trauma that can happen to your body, this is a really good podcast. And so I will link it. This same person who hosts that also has a online store that she sells enamel pins and stickers and just like all the things I love. And I might have gone crazy and spent, not crazy, I went a little ham and spent like $150 in the store, or like $140 Canadian. So like when it's converted, it's not as much, right? Like, you know, totally worth it. I will be going back there a lot because there was so many good things. I'll link the store, I'll link her Instagram account, I'll link everything. And you know, I found so many new creators that I literally didn't know existed. And I'm very thankful for that, because it's introduced and opened up my world. You know, I mostly followed a lot of white people before. I did have a few others, a few other races sprinkled in there. It wasn't an active choice. It's that I just didn't know the other people existed. I mean, maybe in like the back of my mind, it was like, there's gotta be more than this, right? But when white people are taking over all the hashtags and whatever, and those posts are getting pushed to the top, it's hard to find the other people that are posting. When the most palatable people, I mean, it's not even my choice term because everyone is palatable to me, but when those people are the ones who are getting pushed to the top, it's hard to find new creators. So I'm very happy that I found those new creators. I'm very happy that I've now started following so many amazing new people. And I found so many new like plus size designers. I found new makers, and just there's so much awesomeness happening in my feed now. Before it was a lot of same. Now it's not, and I'm really happy about that. What I'm not happy about is that it took this boiling point to bring those people to me, or to be introduced to them. I'm not happy about that. I feel like last week I was sort of catatonic by the end of it, of like, I have consumed so much content. My brain is still recovering now. I've had a headache for 2 days, sort of off and on, and like I don't even want to open my phone right now, although I think I've developed an Instagram addiction at this point, because I just keep going on to look at more stuff. You know, it's a lot, and I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm happy I'm following new people. I'm working to do things behind the scenes. Like, not everything you do has to be public. You don't have to donate money and then post it on your Instagram. Now, if you're an influencer, then you do, because you need to say, I am actively working to be anti-racist. That's what you need to say. You need to prove it to people, because you have influence over people. I hate to call myself an influencer, but there are over 20,000 people who are subscribed to my channel. I have 3,000 Instagram followers. I don't know all of them personally, so I do have influence over people. So you need, as a public person, you need to say, hi, I donated to this thing. Hi, I did this thing. I am actively doing this thing. I am putting this out there. I said this at the beginning of last week, that I would send masks to Black Lives Matter protesters so they could protest safely in the time of a pandemic, because oh yeah, this is happening and there's still an effing pandemic happening where we could all get COVID and die. So that's like a fun thing that's also happening at the same time. And so I have two people that I will be sending a stack of masks to today. They will be going out in the mail. It's Monday. I'm not recording this on a Sunday. And so I've got that. I'm doing that as an active thing I can do. I don't feel like I should be going to protests, not because I'm white and I don't have a place there, but my abilities there will not be helpful. I am slow, my joints hurt, I get sick in the heat. Like, I will be a hindrance more than anything at a protest. So this is how I can help protesters continue to be able to protest safely. So that is one thing I'm doing. I have made donations. I'm not going to list all the ones that I have. I will put a couple of links in the description. A lot of the bail funds are overfunded at this point, so you almost have to find other places to send your money if that's where you want to send it. Donating to Black Lives Matter in general, just Black Lives Matter, is a great place to start. You don't have to donate if you can't afford it. That is perfectly understandable. Not everybody has disposable money. I don't really have disposable money, but I could donate a small amount, you know? It's not about how much you donate. It's more about taking the time to put in the research, find the right place, and giving what you can, you know? Whether that's posting and sharing a link to where people can donate so maybe others can donate and you've helped them out by giving them a link that is, you know, research and you know they're legit and all that, or you can give the money yourself. So I've also publicly put it out there that I will no longer be eating Taco Bell. And there are other places I won't be eating from either, like Wendy's and Pizza Hut, because they all give to Trump's re-election campaign. And I'm not okay with that, because even though I live in Canada, I don't want my money to be going to fund that man. I have disliked him since the moment he started The Apprentice. I do not like him. I do not like his politics. I don't like how he treats people. I don't like that he thinks he's superior than everybody else. And that is totally besides the point. But I have pledged that I will not be eating from Taco Bell until they stop giving to Trump's re-election campaign. If they give him any more money, and to be honest, they are on the smaller end of donations. They only have given a collective of $5,000 through their political action committee. But I don't think that businesses, you can give as a private donor, like you can donate privately as a private human being, but businesses should not be allowed to donate to political campaigns in general, because I believe businesses should be neutral when it comes to, not neutral, but they should not be funding that. I don't really businesses shouldn't be funding hate when they are profiting off of the people that are experiencing the hate. You know, it's, I don't really know how else to word it. If you profit off of black people, then you should not be donating your money to a man who is unwilling to, except he's racist, also is actively trying to push them down. So, I'm not going to eat there anymore until they come out and say we're no longer donating. And I tried to address this on Twitter, but that didn't go over so well with Taco Bell Canada, who have been pretty good to me actually when I post about them and I tag them. They have sent me gift cards in the past that were like $10 a piece, so I've had 2 of them. I will be transparent. They have gifted me Taco Bell twice, with the gift cards, and I just, when I addressed it with them, they were quite abrasive, to be honest. That they said they do not donate to political campaigns. That's great. I'm not even sure you can in Canada as a business. However, their American counterpart profits from me talking about Taco Bell, and I won't let that continue. So I will not be eating from there anymore. Bright side is a taco place opened around the corner from my house, so alternatives, you know, much better quality of food anyway, and there is no nacho cheese sauce to be seen. So I will not be taco-less, and I will be voting with my dollars, which we all can do. So if there is a company that supports something that you are not okay with, you can actively say, I am not buying from you anymore. I am going to buy from an alternative place that supports my beliefs. Another thing I did was I publicly put out a pledge of the things I'm going to do in my businesses, and I put it across all 3 of my Instagram platforms because they are me, and I'm a one-woman show when it comes to my businesses. So I'm going to read you the pledge, and I don't really care if you like it or not. Now, if I've actively said something bad in it, then please say so. But please also remember that I am going to make mistakes. This is my pledge. I, Danielle McAllister, business owner, content creator, maker, and entrepreneur, pledge to do better. I will never use black culture and vernacular to sell my products. I never did, and I won't do it in the future. I will call people out online and in real life when they're being racist. I've already had to do this, and I've lost a family friend because of it. I will call people out online when I see they have no black people, indigenous people, people of color, or fat people in their conference lineups, podcasts, Instagram feeds, etc. Especially if they claim to be inclusive. I promise to not refer to you as crazy and irrational or tone police you for speaking up. Because when you get to that boiling point and you cannot control your emotions, you don't have to. You can speak however you want. It's important to make your point. That's all that's important, however you make it. I acknowledge my privilege as a white woman and all that it has afforded me. And let's face it, I've probably got a lot just for being white. I also acknowledge I would not have a space in the body positive, and fat liberation space if it weren't for black people paving the way. When I started posting in this space, I didn't even know its history, what existed before. I just saw a place where I sort of fit in and was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna hang out here for a while, and didn't even really consider that people were here before me. And I've been trying to educate myself. I found a lot of really interesting accounts thanks to educating myself, so I will be working to learn the history a lot better. I pledge that when I screw up, because we all know it's going to happen, that I will take your feedback with grace instead of being defensive. And I've already had to do this as well. I will not follow you because you are black. I will follow you because I enjoy your content. I want to hear what you have to say, and you add a new perspective to my feed. I won't ask you to explain things to me. I will watch and listen and use Google to educate myself. I will support your businesses and shop from you when I can. I won't buy from you or hire you just because you are Black. I will spend my money with you because I like what you make or I want to learn from you. I pledge that you are not a token to me. You are a human being who deserves to feel safe going about your life. You matter to me. This is not a lip service. I'm here for the long term, and if there's something I have done or said that doesn't sit right, feel free to let me know in a public comment or direct message. I won't turn my comments off, but I will delete and block anyone who says something racist or is here just to troll. I protect this community fiercely and will not tolerate it. And you guys already know this because I actively do it on my YouTube channel. And when people call me out for it, I explain this is my community, and if you're gonna be a jerk, you're not welcome here. We already addressed it at the beginning of the video. Now, I don't really have anything else to ramble on about because it feels like I've just rambled for a long time. If you have anything you'd like to add, any maybe accounts that I could be following, any businesses owned by Black people that we could be supporting, especially if they are fat friendly. I really would like to actively combine the fat side of things with the not being racist side of things. So if we can find Black designers who make plus size clothes, Black people who make fat I don't know, fat-friendly accessories like I do. Things like this. I want to be able to support those people, and I would like to know their accounts, and I would like to be able to follow them. So if you know anybody, feel free to share them in the comments. I would love to hear from you on all matters of these things. What kind of hard conversations are you having with your family and friends? Are you completely overwhelmed by all of this stuff? Because definitely I am, but the idea is to just keep going, and we will eventually make change happen. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate you sharing this with your friends. If you would like them to see it, leave a comment, and I will see you guys next week, probably with something a little lighter, just as a warning. Okay. Thanks, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!